Okay, so this is March 2026, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about the shorts, the various shorts that I've done during this month. So first one is an old Led Zeppelin song called Kashmir. The tuning is Dad Gad on this one, and I remember trying a while back to pick this one up and learn it, and I was trying to avoid tuning to Dad Gad because I'm really lazy and I hate anything like guitar maintenance and changing strings. Like I just, if I can avoid it, I will. So I was trying to figure out a way to play it with standard tuning, and it just complicated things, so I just dropped it. But actually this time I tuned Dad Gad, for authenticity's sake, and basically because it's really not that hard. And it made everything a lot easier, and the riff's quite fun to play when you play it the way it's supposed to be played in that alternate tuning. So yeah, I recommend giving it a shot. I mean, if you only have one guitar, it's a pain in the neck because you have to tune to Dad Gad to play that, then you have to tune back to play whatever else you want to play, but I have a couple here, so it's not a big deal. Next one was Wednesday, March 4th. A song called Foreclosure of a Dream. This one, I got a little backstory. I got this cassette tape, because back in the day we had cassette tapes. We had CDs, but cassette tapes were cheaper. And I got it as a Secret Santa gift in 6th grade, and the girl drew my name, and she just came and told me, she's like, yeah, I drew your name. What do you want? You want like a cassette tape? And I was like, well, sure. And she's like, well, I'm going to get the cassette. Which one do you want? And I was like, yeah, just give me the Megadeth, Megadeth. And the party came, and I opened it, it came in a little gift bag. And I was like, oh, well, thanks so much, And she's like, don't let the teacher see that. Like, she didn't want the teacher to know that she got me like this heavy metal thing, which was so like risque back then, I guess, That song is a kind of a cool riff. It's an acoustic riff on the original. And the way it works is you hit one string is fretted, and then you hit two more open strings in this pattern. And the idea is pretty simple. It's kind of cool because he's really high up on the A string, and you're playing the fretted notes, the A string, but the trick is to play the A string while you let those other strings ring, and you're kind of moving around a lot. So it's a little bit trickier than you would think. Next one, Thursday, March 5th, is something called Pop Punk. I came up with this progression. I can't remember how I thought of it, but I think it has like a major 3, and then it has like a minor 4 somewhere in there. So I was like, well, you can play this like with a punk thing. I found some punk drum beat. I had some other kind of punk stuff that I'd done before, so I was like, kind of in that vein. It came out kind of so-so. Not my best one, but at least it's something. Friday, March 6th, that's the Kansas song called Carry On Wayward Son. I don't know why I thought of this. I think I was thinking of, it was funny, like Yngwie did like a album like a long time ago, maybe in the early 2000s or something. It was all covers, and this was one of the songs on there, and he really liked apparently this song. I was thinking of that for some reason. So I was like, I'll learn that riff. It's cool. And it was fun to learn. It's a cool riff. It was, for me, it's a bit more challenging than I thought it would be. Just kind of getting the picking right and stuff. And I also play like the keyboard part. Like to my ear, it just sounded like the first chord is an A minor chord, and then he plays 3 G major chords just in different inversions. So you have a different melody note like on the top of it. And that's what I'm playing there. But yeah, it was fun to learn. Okay, Monday, March 9th, that's Carcassi Etude 10 from Opus 60. Slowly, I'm working through those etudes. This one's fun to play. It's kind of a quick one and kind of short. You can play it on repeat if you want. Kind of a lot of hammer pull-off techniques on that one is what you're working on. Not too challenging to learn if you're familiar with the triads on the top string sets, because that's basically all he's utilizing for that one. But yeah, it's fun to play. Tuesday, March 10th. That is a piece that I wrote, just something that I just sat down and came up with. It starts out like it's in like Lydian, so to speak. So if you're used to the number system to number the chords relative to the major scale, you're playing the 4, 5, 6, 5, and then I play like 4, 5, 6, 7. Because you start on the 4, it's going to sound kind of Lydian like that. It's the exact same progression that there's a Tom Petty song called Here Comes My Girl. It's off that Damn the Torpedoes album. And they do that same thing. When I came up with that, I was like, why is this familiar? Then I realized, oh, it's that song. And then after that, I do some kind of like, just kind of like major 7th chord shapes. There's that one shape where it's the 2 spread out 5ths, and it's fun to play, and it sounds really cool, I think. And I'm just kind of moving around chromatically and stuff. And somehow I finished that. It sounds kind of cinematic to me somehow. But yeah, just something I kind of threw together. Wednesday, March 11th, that's the Iron Maiden song called The Prisoner. That was from the Number of the Beast album from, I think it was from 81. And yeah, fun to play. It's such a cool intro with the drums and the guitar and into the bass too, like kind of intermittently coming in like that. And then the riff itself is quite quick, and I kind of play it funny. I change up the way I play it. I could rehearse that better, is what I'm saying. But yeah, that one's fun to play. Thursday, March 12th, that was just something called Country Blues. I found a drum track that said it was like country or something. And so I was just playing like a blues thing over it. I came up with a riff in E, and it says E flat, but I've just tuned down a half step. And then it picks up like in the middle, so I'm on the A chord or something. I'm kind of on the last 4 bars or something. And I just kind of played little fills and stuff over the other chords. But yeah, it was kind of fun to work with. Friday the 13th, that's the Hendrix song, Manic Depression. A lot of people know that one, I think. It's a popular one. That's the new guitar that I got. It's a Sire S7, and I just wanted like a solid kind of Strat style guitar, but I didn't want to actually buy like a Fender because I think this guitar gives you more value, for how much it actually costs. And I got it on sale too, so I had like $150 off of it. So I thought it was a good deal. I'd have been looking at it for a while. I'm still getting used to it, really. Like, it wasn't, I thought it was going to be just like that Squier guitar I have that I'm really kind of used to, and it's not. It's, the pickups kind of sound quieter to me, and it's sort of bigger, and it's a different feel to it. I mean, I like it so far, but it's just going to take me a while to kind of get used to it. Let's see. Monday, March 16th. So I found a channel by a Nashville session guitar player called Justin Ostrander, and he just talks about different topics. I'm really kind of interested in like his discussions on like rhythm playing. I'm trying to improve, getting on the beat better, and of course, like in that world, they really value like being slightly behind the beat. And his discussions on that are really interesting. This is a video. This is based on where he's like, it's better to play chords and think in terms of chords than thinking in terms of scales. And the example is like if you have a progression that's very common with a chord that's not in the key. I mean, it's a secondary dominant, so you could argue that it is in the key, but it's not in the 7 notes of the key, so to speak. Well, what do? It's easier just to think in terms of chords to play stuff over it. And so that's what I'm doing here. I just use that same progression that he uses in that video as an illustration. It's called something like a bitter pill. It's got some YouTube name to catch, to get clicks, but like the content is still good. It's not like he's just clickbaiting people. But anyway, then I just that's my solo over that progression, kind of what I would do there. Tuesday, March 17th, that was St. Patrick's Day, so I thought it'd be appropriate to have like an Irish band, and so that's the song's called Zombie, and it was that band, the Cranberries, and that was super popular when I was high school, middle school student, mid-90s, and so that's just, the backing track is the same chords, and that song just uses the same chord throughout the whole thing, both verse and chorus, it's the same 4 chords. The backing track is those chords, and about the same tempo, and it's just kind of solo ideas that I had to play with that. Let's see, Wednesday, March 18th, this is just some stuff, kind of rhythm practice. It's just a little kind of chord stuff that I wrote. Mostly, you can just write little stuff to a beat around E major. So you just use like A and B chords for E major. And then I think I throw maybe like a C sharp minor chord or maybe F sharp minor for some variety. I kind of have like an A part and a B part. For the transition, I kept going from like a D major. It's kind of like a turnaround part. It goes from like a D major to like a B major. So it's 2 major chords that are a minor third apart. And I was like, where have I heard this? And I was like, oh, that's like the intro to that song Proud Mary is what it sounds like. So I just kind of threw that in at the end as a reference to that. You D major to B, because from B, then that's a 5th above E. So you can go back to E. That's why I have it like that. The 19th, Thursday the 19th, that's a song called Possum Kingdom by a band called the Toadies. I don't know, I grew up in like North Texas area, and this song was super popular. Possum Kingdom is a geographic location in that area. The band is from Dallas, I thought. So I don't know how popular this song was outside there. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But that was a song I heard a lot in the mid-90s, and this is my rendition of it. It was fun to play. It's really repetitive. It's not super tough, but it's fun. Friday the 20th, that's the ZZ Top song, Waiting for the Bus. I guess this was from, I can't remember. Did they have an album called like Tres Hombres or something? It was like Green album. I think this is from that. Just a cool riff, and the turnaround is really cool. The turnaround is like the best part, I think. How he gets back to the beginning of the riff. It's fun to play. It's good practice for working on rhythm. Yeah. Let's see. Monday the 23rd. This is the 11th Etude in Opus 60 from Carcassi. This is one, for me, these are like challenging to learn because it's just a bunch of separate little lines. Like the pattern is easy enough. He does something kind of on the bass voice, then he moves to the upper voice and does something there, and it just goes back and forth throughout the whole study. But like remembering all that is tricky. Like when it's just based on like triads or something and he's moving them up and down, that's a lot easier for me to remember because I have a lot of that, I guess, information already kind of like in my mind, you know? But learning individual lines and following it just takes a while to learn something like that. And the directions to play it is agitato, and I've never seen something like that before, so it was my first experience playing an agitato thing. I didn't really, agitato, when I made the mistake, I felt agitato, but like other than that, I wasn't really worrying about that. For me, it's just enough to play the piece. I'm not super worried about, as you can tell, I'm sure all the mistakes I make, I'm not super concerned about it. Okay, Tuesday, March 24th, like A major compositions. Again, a little like chord stuff that I'll come up with just for fun and try to record it and put it out there. Yeah, what can I say? But like, there's not even much I can say about this one. I tell you, like, at the very end, the chord is out of tune. I always struggle on that Quest guitar. If you press down too hard, it's really easy to bend those triads out of tune. So developing kind of a lighter touch. I mean, I guess you could argue that I could just get a higher string gauge, but my favorite string gauge is 9s, especially like on a full scale, like 25.5 inch scale length guitar. I like the 9 strings because they're easy to bend. 10s just feel like I'm working too hard. So like E, you know. If it's a shorter scale, like Gibson scale, like I can do 10s. I like that. But yeah, like on a Strat length, I go for the 9s. So I got to work on a lighter touch so I don't bend the chords out of tune, you know. Next one, the 25th, Wednesday 25th, Living Loving Maid, another Led Zeppelin song, the second this month. Yeah, just fun to play. Like a while back, I did a short for, God, it was off that same album. It was just like a blues. It was called like the Lemon Song, I think. And one of the comments was like, the guy was snarky. He's like, no, that's not how it goes. And I'm like, yeah, but it's just like a blues progression. You can just kind of do whatever you want, you know. And to me, like as long as it's recognizable. And so this one here, it's almost more like a metal version. I think I had like it was one of the Eddie Van Halen tones, like 5150 tone or something. That's a preset on my amp that I was working with, and I was just kind of going for that style. Like I know it's not what Jimmy Page played or whatever, but I don't care, you know. Like okay. Thursday the 26th, that's another little just composition I had playing along to a drum track. And I'm just, basically you just switch in between 3 chords, like the 3 major chords of the key. In this case, it's C, F, and G, just in different positions on the neck and kind of playing something that's similar, but you can switch it around a little bit for variety. And that's kind of all that is. Okay, not last one, but second to last one, penultimate, is Friday the 27th. That's Rainbow song called Stargazer. This one, I'm always looking for stuff to play, and so I think I just Google like best riffs or like iconic riffs or something, and this was one of them. And I hadn't heard this song, and I was like, wow, listen to that, you know. So it's Ritchie Blackmore and Ronnie James Dio, you know, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So I was like, yeah, that's I'll do a short for that one. It's fun to play. I got to work on the pick slide at the beginning because those are harder, to me anyway, those are harder than you think. Like, I guess I never really use those when I play. And it's such a prominent feature at the intro of that song that he's doing. I couldn't just leave it out, I felt like. But I can't really get it to sound that great either, so it's something that I can think about. Last one, Monday the 30th, is the like quote-unquote electric etude. So like, I think in February I posted like a Carcassi, I think it was number 9. It's in E major, and this was kind of, I kind of came up with this as I was learning that piece. That piece I think really influenced what I'm doing here. It's also in E major, And I thought it'd be cool just to have like an etude piece like that, but instead of on a nylon string, do it like on electric and see what that'd be like. Yeah, it's kind of above my level, I think, to play it. It's a lot of alternate picking, and a lot of the scales are just like 2 note per string scale, so you're kind of going down the neck as you go up the strings. And then it, with some kind of pull off stuff after that. And then it goes through some key changes and stuff like that. I mean, but it was fun to play, but it's tricky. And maybe in a year or something I'll be better at playing it if I can remember it, at that point. But anyway, I guess that's it for me for today. So thanks for watching, and until next time.